Good morning and welcome to Grumpy Vegan Grandad. Did you hear how calm that was? Well, I've got my coffee. I've got my dirty e-cigarette. And I've also got some of your questions from my last video. Not my last video, sorry. That was the interview between me and Paul from Those Vegan Guys. How did you enjoy that? What do you think of it? I mean, I've been on Paul's page and I've been on mine and read the comments, and it's a 50-50 split, which speaks something about different approaches. Different approaches work, but I think the mainstay, the main point in both our arguments wasn't the fact that we didn't give people the truth, it was how we put the truth forward. I mean, I don't think we even got I don't know whether we got the should vegetarians and vegans be in the same group thing resolved, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, I'm still split on that one. But I certainly got some good support. Because I really thought, and this is a bit cynical of me, this is a bit cynical of me, but I really thought that the audience on Those Vegan Guys page would be totally against me. And it was a pleasant surprise. And it shows how open vegans are, even vegetarians, even the transitioners. It shows how open people are to debate, and it also proves that we should talk through what we're thinking. And this goes for all you out there. Don't sit at home with a thought in your head about something and stew on it. If you've been to a vigil and it changed the way you think, it made you become more annoyed or regretful about not going vegan sooner, or it's affected you emotionally. Don't sit there stewing in your head. It helps to talk to somebody and thrash it out, just like me and Paul did. I had this way of thinking that hit me all of a sudden. It was really weird because it sort of, I was watching other videos and it hit me all of a sudden that no, we shouldn't let them get away with it. No, we shouldn't be worried about upsetting people, because people will get upset, because we don't like to be told we're doing something that's basically really fucking bad, really bad. So it's not nice, and people will kick back in certain ways. But thank God there's only a small minority that will feel offended enough to have a violent verbal reaction to you, tell you to fuck off, you know? So yeah, it was really interesting, and I've took some things away from that, and I think Paul's took some things away from what I've said. I think getting that information out there without trying to sound too aggressive is something I'm going to work on. And I think Paul is, again, I think he's taken away from this. I don't know, he might tell me if he sees this video, but I think Paul's taken away that, no, we should see it from the animal's point of view, and we shouldn't shy away from telling people the truth, even though they may feel a bit offended or upset about it. We shouldn't shy away from saying, look, it's great you're doing your meat-free Monday, but it's still causing animal abuse. You're still causing animal abuse, but it's a really good step. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So anyway, down to business. Your questions. On the one before this video, I asked at the end of it, when I was talking about 5G and Corona and all that, I think it was my Tales from the Lorry Cab, number 9. Anyway, I'll put a link up there. So yeah, at the end I asked for you guys to, yeah, it is, it Tales from the Lorry Cab. Oh, don't start playing. I don't need to play. So yeah, I asked you to ask me some questions about myself, my past life, about veganism, serious ones, and some dumbass ones. And let's start going through them. So I've put them in order of newest first. So first of all, we have Vegan Trace, who, yeah, so this person has just made a statement, which I'll read out. I feel the same about what you said. I don't think we should pay the monetary price, my freedom and subsidies for animal agriculture or anything else related to non-vegans. It isn't fair, right? So that was basically, that's a statement on when I say that when this coronavirus is all over and we've all been paid out our benefits for being off work and for being furloughed, and the companies claim for furloughing people, and we're hit with this massive debt. We're all going to have to pay it back one way or another. So I just said, I mean, it's not a serious question, it's not going to happen, but I was taking the view, well, I'm vegan, this has got fuck all to do with me. It's meat eaters who've caused this. Why should I pay? Bit galling. But again, it's a bit galling that I'm paying national insurance and all this for the National Health Service, and the biggest drain on resources in the NHS for as long as the NHS has been going has been diet related. CVD, cardiovascular disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, cancer. 99% of it caused by diet, caused by eating animal products. You know what I mean? So really, they should advocate for a vegan diet. They should say to people who are coming in and listen, have a plant-based diet that will stop these problems. You know, and people wait till they get ill before they do anything about it. So yeah, I get that. Thanks for that, Vegan Trace. Cat down the road. Here we go. Could you beat Keir Starmer in a fight? Right. Well, I've had a look at Keir and he looks like he's a pretty fit bloke. He's vegetarian. I think someone has mentioned that a little bit down the road. Cat down the road, down the road. Could you beat Keir Starmer in a fight? So, I grew up in Oldham and I'm a loudmouth. So, I used to get myself in all sorts of trouble when I was younger. Let's just say I was not the best behaved teen 20-year-old. So I'm very good at judging when something's going to turn violent. I got in a lot of fights, so you learn tactics and stuff like that. And you see this nose, it's been whacked a few times, and the scars on my eyes and everything. And I know it's only a jokey thing, this, but do you know what I mean? It's chat about it. But fights, there's sort of two ways a fight can go. When you see the schoolyard fights, right, you'll see them going for hell for leather, yeah, right? And then they both get tired and then they both headlock each other. and it's light while you get your breath back, and then it's again, and then headlock. But also, the biggest part of even boxing or any fighting is it's not so much how much you can give, it's how much you can take. Because you could be the best fighter in the world, but if you get punched in the nose and you go down like a sack of shit, it's useless. So I look at Keir Starmer and look at his nose and look at his face, and I see he hasn't took many punches. Now, that means one of two things: he's either a very good fighter, defensive fighter, and he jabs, or he's not had many fights. So, cat down the road, could I beat Keir Starmer in the fight? I think it would come down to points at the end, I think. I'm not sure. He's a well-educated man. He's a fit man. But when you come to my dirty tactics, I could probably do a few dirty tactics on him. You know, he'd probably shake hands at the beginning of the fight, so I'd take that opportunity just to headbutt him in the nose. No, I wouldn't. I'm joking. Right. Oh, second question. Cat down the road. Oh, we've got a few. Right, this is all cat down the road. This is the cat down the road show. Right. Have you noticed all the white vans going around and the 5G mask going up during lockdown? Well, I haven't noticed the white vans going around. I don't take much attention. I used to be on the shovel. I used to put up lampposts. We used to hand dig down onto the mains. Of course, it's going to go up. There's a deadline to put them up. They're in gangs of 2 usually, so work's got to carry on. 5G, let's not go down that road at the moment because it just seems to be up in the air. But yeah, they're going to carry on putting these up. Of course they are. It's a rollout. It's supposed to be. The phones are coming out. 5G phones are coming out. Of course they are. Cat down the road. What is the language of the universe? This is easy. Right? It's sign language. That's the language of the universe. Okay? I'm going to do a little test for you. What do I want? Yeah? What's that? What's that? That's a brew. Do you want a pint? Alcohol? Watching you? Yeah. Sign language. That's the language of the universe. Cat down the road. Oh, another Keir. Oh, have you got an obsession with Keir Starmer or something, Cat? Keir Starmer, our fab new Labour leader, is a vegetarian. Do you think he could wake up and go vegan? Well, someone needs to get to him. Someone needs to tell him the truth. Who do you think, either me or Paul, would influence him to go vegan? You will go vegan. You're abusing animals. You're abusing animals while you're still vegetarian. You're not doing nothing for the animals. Joking. I'm not joking, actually. No, you fucking... Okay. Cat down the road. Are you a little bit country or a little bit rock and roll? I'm just a bit of a cunt. Cat down the road. Last one. Thank heavens. Is Ike the new Messiah, and could you have him in a fight? Right. Fighting again. Why am I talking about fighting? Ike is... Right. What I like about David Icke is that he's not scared to put things out there. And I've got a lot of respect for the man to do that. It's you all should feel the same being vegan. Because when you say you're vegan, people give you the same reaction as David Icke gets from other people. It's ridicule. People take the piss. It's disbelief. You know? He's got the bollocks to stand up and say what he believes in, and he truly believes this. Whether it's crazy or mad, it doesn't matter. He's standing there and he believes something and he's standing up for it. Whether you believe him or not, he doesn't know, but at least he's got the fucking bollocks to say what's going on, instead of sitting in a corner and saying nothing. So, all due respect. Would I beat him in a fight? I don't know. Has he got magic powers? He could, like, I don't know, it could be like an Harry Potter thing. He might just whip out a wand and, like, zap me. I don't know. I don't like unpredictable people. Them are the worst ones to fight when they're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. And that puts fear. Psychological warfare, you see. Psychological. When two boxers meet in the ring and they stir each other out, I mean, some of you might think that's stupid, but it's not. It's psychological. And they stir at each other like this. Stir. And then the minute if one of them looks down like that, they've lost the psychological battle. So I don't know. I'd have a good go at him. Bohemian B, my mucker. How are you, love? Okay, here's the serious question. Well, thank you. How's your B12 levels doing since going vegan? I remember when you did a B12 vlog. I'm going to put that there. Oh, I'm rubbish at that. I remember when you did a B12 vlog, and I mentioned I took the same product, but not to the instructions because your body stores B12 for quite a while. So how are you doing with that? Okay. Right, so here's the thing with B12, and those of you who don't know about B12, is it's not a vegan issue. It's an issue with everybody. Okay? Yes, B12 is stored in your body for quite a while. I say it isn't really an issue for vegans because the populace has drummed it into us. Oh, you're B12 deficient, you're B12 deficient, that we sort of are more careful now. Whereas the rest of the people who the meat eaters who don't think that they're at risk from this, for some strange reason, they don't monitor it. So we monitor it, they don't. Having said that, Bohemian, I haven't been tested in a long while, and my last results, I was within range. I think that was about 6 months ago. I was within range. There's B12 in bread, in cereal, in milks. We're consuming a hell of a lot of B12. Meat eaters are getting the same B12 as vegans are through the food. There's no difference. The meat that meat eaters eat is injected and B12 is put in the food, in animal feed. So they're taking a supplement anyway. The issue with B12 is even though we may be ingesting a lot of B12, we may not be absorbing it. Some people may not absorb it as well as others. And also, when you get to a certain age, I think it's around 45 to 50 years old, you don't absorb it as well either. So it's best to have a supplement. But that's not just for people over 45. Everybody should supplement B12. And what Bohemian is talking about is it's like a little spray, because sometimes it doesn't quite ingest properly. You can swallow tablets and stuff like that, it goes into your stomach, and we still might not absorb it properly. But this is a squirt, and you squirt it in your cheek. I'll put the link's there anyway, have a look at it. But you squirt it in your cheek, and it penetrates through your cheek into your tissues, and is absorbed that way. So no, I don't know how I'm doing, Bohemian, but I think I'm okay. It's never been a problem. So, but I will get tested soon. I'm going to do another test I think after all this is finished, the coronavirus, I will go and get my bloods done, see how I'm doing. Everybody should do that anyway. After being vegan for 12 months, go and get your bloods done. Always, just to see where you are. Tell your doctor, I've gone vegan, I've been vegan for 12 months, could you do me some tests, please? Make sure everything's in order. You should all do that. Book it now. Book it now for September. Daniel Little. Wasn't there biological testing going on in Wuhan as well? There's biological testing going on all over the world all the time. We've got Porton down. We do biological testing. There's a lot of coincidence going on. There's, you know, it's like people use all these coincidences and try and build a picture. But there's a story about coincidence. Let me see if I can get this right. This guy was driving over the tops, and as he gets down on the other side, he stops near a phone box because he's lost. And then he hears the phone ringing. So he answers the phone, and it's his secretary. And he says, "How the fuck did you know I was here?" She went, "I didn't, I just misdialed a number, and it must have just rung this phone," right? And that's a coincidence, but it seems something amazing, because people will talk about that. They'll say, "Wow, this bloke was driving over the moors and his secretary rung him at the exact phone box where it was. There must be something else going on there." But what we don't see is how many times that didn't happen. It didn't happen. We only report on things that do happen. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm sort of losing myself here, but yeah, for the one time this coincidence happened, there's a billion trillion seconds in the past that it's never ever happened at that particular phone box. That it's just coincidence, and we just report coincidences like that. So then we start putting two and two together, and yeah. Don't believe conspiracy theories until they're exposed. That's all we can do. We've just got to put trust. There's no other way to tackle it. I mean, how many of you, when you're told, let's say, oh, you're at work and someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, this guy here, don't trust him. Is a devious, is a snake, is a horrible person. He'll screw you, he'll stab you in the back," and all this stuff. And how many of you people take that advice and stay away and don't take the bother to get to know that person? I bet there's a lot of you, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, I've done it myself. I'm guilty of like keeping my distance with someone because people have said they're a bit of an idiot. But I found, no, don't do that. Get to know the person, and then you can find out that it's completely wrong what these people are saying. They're a really nice person. Or you get to know them and find out, yeah, they are a total fucking dick. But at least you find out for yourself. You know, so you've either got to accept it or find out for yourself. Just don't believe the bullshit that people put to you unless it's proven. People like drama, don't they? Ali B, you're spot on. They won't admit it. No, people are finding it hard to admit that it's the eating habits that have caused this outbreak. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to think that the steak on the plate is probably the reason why we're all locked down and people are dying. She also goes on to say, I get shut down by anyone as soon as I say it's down to animals. No care or compassion. I watched a lovely lady at a vigil and the pigs going to slaughter on top of each other, struggling to breathe. Yeah, it's there. It's there, and it can't possibly. What about all these camps? I was watching a thing on a concentration camp last night, actually. The one that the British liberated. Which one was it? Was it Belsen? And they said that when the British started disinfecting all the people in the camp, they took them in this room, in this like hallway, and they put them on beds and they sprayed them with all this disinfectant powder and antiseptic, and all the lice dropped off them. And this woman, this witness to it all, said it looked like the wooden floor was carpeted with these ticks. There was that many. And it's just, and all the camps were, the prisoner of war camps, where all these diseases spread that are just, and killing people. And it's just these inhumane, unhealthy, unhygienic conditions that, coupled with the antibiotic use, it's just going to cause major problems. And these microbes, they mutate and they change. It's called evolution, for fuck's sake. Evolution is a very clever thing. It's the reason we walk upright. Humans walk upright because the forested areas over time started splitting up into savannas, so there was clumps of trees and protection for the humans, for the ancient humans. I don't think they were actually modern day humans, but they'd started walking on 2 feet for that reason, because of evolution. Because what happened was, we were gatherers. We gathered fruit and vegetables and berries and all that stuff, and you can carry more with 2 arms than you can with 1. So we had to go out there into the fray, into these open savannas, get the food. And if you notice, chimpanzees always walk with 2 feet and a hand on the floor and carry the booty, the food in 1 arm. But you can carry twice as much if you stand upright and carry it in your arms. And they reckon that is why we started walking upright, so we could. Because some people have said, oh, it's because so we could run away from predators or hunt predators. Walking on 2 feet is slower. It's slower. The fastest animals are the ones on 4 legs, not fucking 2. We stood upright because we can carry more. And we did it more and more and more, and evolution just went, oh yeah, we'll adapt your bones so you can do that better. You can do that better. Yeah, we'll do that. And slowly but surely, because we walked on 2 feet more and more and more for survival reasons, our bodies adapted to that. BA, hello BA. Michael Gove says 5G is crucial for the NHS staff and to help fight this disease. I would say the tech we already have is enough. The only thing he was right about is that it has nothing to do with the virus. And then he goes on to put some studies down there. So listen, BA, thanks for that. It makes interesting reading. And again, I'm seeing some things in the. Let's start off with the top comment anyway. So yeah, technology needs to move on, and I haven't studied it, mate. But the 5G, there's more and more information coming. The population is rising. There's more and more information needs to pass, and things go obsolete. Things get slow. And I wouldn't say 5G is crucial for the NHS. I think, yeah, the tech I think I agree with you on that one. The tech we have is enough at the moment. I mean, I heard a story about Oldham Hospital. They paid millions for a new tech system up there, new computers. This was years ago, but the one they had was quite adequate. You know, it was just over teched. It was too much tech. It wasn't needed. It wasn't necessary. But I think, yeah, I always embrace new technology. It's the reason we're doing this now. New technology is the reason that I'm giving you HD quality video right now on a mobile phone. On a mobile phone, you know? But some of the stuff is written here is like, well, it's not he's written, he's quoted it. There's like incidences of cancer where these some mass have gone up in the past, but when you consider that 1 in 2 of us is going to get cancer anyway, you know, it's like, it's easy to blame stuff, but I don't know, I just think it's really hard to believe that if something is going to be so dangerous that they can get away with it. We'll have to wait and see. Ian Jones, Corona beer and virus vodka. Have you ever tried them? Well, I've had Corona beer, yeah, with a lime in the top. Virus vodka, is that a thing? Is that a thing? I mean, I don't really drink much anymore. I used to enjoy a bottle of wine, and I deliver wine at the weekends, and I get a discount from the shop. I just can't be arsed with it now. I've got my body so, I mean, apart from this yet, nicotine, my body is fine-tuned with really good food and exercise, and if I do put any poisons in my body, I feel it. I can feel it, and it's off-putting. I used to be a big drinker. I used to drink all fucking weekend. I didn't get these wrinkles for nothing, you know. So no, I might do it. I might have a try. I might celebrate at the end of Corona lockdown. You never know. Bohemian B. Now here she is with the stupid questions. Do snails have a sense of urgency? Snails, in their world, they're going really, really fast. In their world, it's going like that. But whether they have a sense of that urgency, I don't know. I suppose if they're hungry and there's a big dock leaf at the end of the garden, yeah, I suppose they would have a sense of urgency. Do cats have a sense of regret? Well, the 1,500 cats that decide to crap in my garden and in my bath full of potatoes that I'm growing, and then look at me like that, no, they've got no sense of regret. The little bastards. I've actually got a sensor hosepipe sprinkler thing now. I'm going to set it up this summer, and if anything walks past it, it sprays water. Yeah, you're going to get that. Bohemian B again. When you was a nipper, was it you who put bubblegum in my afro in maths? I couldn't get it out for days if it was. I don't, you know something, I don't know, because for one, I don't know who you are. You're still an enigma to me. But if I did go to your school and you did have a big afro, knowing me, yeah, chewing gum, ruler, flick, yeah. I probably, if it wasn't, I probably would have done, because I was a bastard. I got it on myself. I got it in my own hair a few times. I've cut it out and then had a big square out of my fringe, and I've sat on buzzes and it's been stuck to that was the worst, weren't it? The old buzzes. When you used to sit down on someone's chewing gum, and then you'd get up and you'd have like a string like attaching you to the chair. Oh, it was horrible. Or when you, school desk, when you put your hands underneath and someone's fresh warm chewing gum was there. Oh God. Yeah, chewing gum, scourge of the modern world. Helen Hawley, when you first started going to nightclubs, what were your favourite songs to dance to? Plus, did you have to be drunk to get up and dance? Thank you. I was never a dancer. I was when I was younger. I used to love it. I used to dance to punk and all that stuff. But when I got older and I got really I was very, very shy as a teen. I was very mixed up. From 15 years old up until at least 24 years old, I was painfully shy. I used to go bright red. I worked in a factory when I was 16 and 17 called Osram. It was in Shaw, and it was populated nearly fully by women. Absolutely, just nearly all women. And oh my God, they used to make me go red a lot and say all sorts of things to me. But when I got on the dance floor, when I got older, I think I got laughed at once for the way I was dancing, and that sort of stuck with me and put me off. And I've always had a thing about dancing since. I'd like someone to show me. You know, because I'm 50, I don't want to be a dad dancer. I'd like someone to show me how to move on a dance floor, and I would enjoy it again. But it's just like, I've got that mental block now, so... But I have done in the past every now and again, and when I've been drunk, yeah, but... Yeah, it's a funny one, that. How people can influence you, just like, stop doing things you enjoy. Mad, innit? Cat down the road. Oh, Cat's got a serious question at last. What do you think of our new Labour leader? See, I can be serious. Keir Starmer, I don't know. I'm not into politics anymore. It's just same shit, different day. I don't care. I don't even vote. I'm not bothered. I've been born on this piece of land, and I'll live here, and I'll join in with your society, and I'll take what benefits we have. But I don't really believe that no matter who we put in power, right? It's not them controlling anything. It's the people, the hedge funders, the rich, the elites that are controlling this shit. Not us. Don't fool yourselves. Ben Watmoth. Asbestos was allowed, thalidomide was allowed, 5G has not properly been tested. Apparently Switzerland have halted its installation. If 5G causes lower immunity, how do you prove that? You can't go to the government. So the government have no worries. Killing people slowly means it's very difficult to prove. Yeah, it is. You're right. You're right, mate. Totally right. All this was allowed. But the thing is, Ben, we learn lessons. So Asbestos, we learned a lesson from that. And I mean, going back to when I was young, when I was running around in the 70s, pre-teen, building sites were left open. You just walked onto building. We used to jump off scaffolding onto sand piles. We used to climb into cement mixers and turn them on and go round and round in them. Yeah, we used to sit on diggers. Things were left open. There was, you know, the lights you see round cones on roadworks. Do you know what we had in the 70s? We had paraffin lamps. They were like a box, and inside was paraffin with a wick. I used to take mine home and hang it in the bedroom. We used to rob them and put them in our bedrooms. Paraffin. Just left there on the road, no supervision. So, but we've learned lessons, and things have got safer and safer and safer. Thalidomide, we've learned lessons from that. Drugs are very, very highly tested now, but some mistakes are still made. So, listen, mate, I'm not ruling it out. All I'm saying is, at the moment, nothing says it's bad. Whether we're going to have to sacrifice people to find out this, but then that's how it's always been, mate. And it's just a sad fact of moving forward that there's always casualties. Society will always have casualties in moving forward in everything. So, I mean, they said the same about 4G, they said the same about 3G. They said the same when mobile phones started in the very first place. They said it caused face cancer putting phones up to your, brain cancer putting phones up to your head. So, we'll see. 69 Camaro, nailed it. Thanks, bro. Kaz J, how did you turn vegan and get involved in activism? Who's your favourite activist? So, I went plant-based first 5 years ago. I didn't realise. I thought I was being vegan. I thought I'd turn vegan, but I didn't. In hindsight, I realised that I went plant-based because I started juicing vegetables and fruit, and as time went on, the health benefits I felt better, I felt energized, I felt great, my skin looked better, my teeth went whiter, everything just went great. I always said this about the hair, but I used to shave my head once a month and ended up shaving it 2-3 times a month because everything grew quicker. It was great. And then I read a book called Meat is for Pussies by John Joseph. I've been trying to get an interview with him. He said yeah, but I've not been able to get in contact with him since this corona. And then how did I get involved with activism? Well, activism is speaking about veganism to people, and I started activism on Facebook. I started talking to people on Facebook. I started posting studies. I started telling people about the health benefits. I started telling people that heart attacks were caused by eating meat. I started telling people who were whinging about the type 2 diabetes, look, go to a plant-based diet, go vegan, you can reverse this. Then I started looking at the animal abuse. So I couldn't keep quiet about this, so I started posting. So what happens is you slowly get more active with it. You start telling more people, because veganism is about animal rights, full stop. It's not about anything else. It's not about the environment. It's not about diet. It's not about health. It's animal rights, full stop. That's why you're vegan. You're vegan because you don't want to abuse animals. You don't want to contribute towards animal abuse, to rape, to torture, to murder, to kidnap. That's what being vegan is. That's what it's about. And I got involved with Veganville because I answered an ad about people who were vocal and live with non-vegan family members and stuff like that, and that's how I got involved with that. But I was involved with activism before then, and going to vigils and stuff like that. Who's your favourite activist? At the moment, it's Paul Bashir. I'm not going to say Joey because I know Joey. I've spent a few weeks with Joey. He was my favourite activist. I watched all his videos. I liked how he operated and everything, and he's still a good mate. But I find I relate to Paul Bashir's approach a lot more. He's forceful without sounding aggressive. And I think he has a lot more impact. If you don't know who he is, by the way, I'm going to link his video here. And he's the founder of AV, Anonymous for the Voiceless. Those guys you see in the town centres with masks on and screens and talking to people. That's who he is. So yeah. Even Alexa doesn't know. Alexa does know. She's just not telling you the truth. She's been shut up. She's been reprogrammed not to tell you anything. Have you been to any more vigils since the one in Wales and Manchester? Yeah, I've been to Manchester a few times, and I also attended when the guys locked themselves down, the Smash Speciesism guys locked themselves down in front of Tulip. I went down and documented that. Bev Llewellyn, are you actually a granddad? If so, to whom? Yes, I am a granddad. And to my lovely little granddaughter, Cleo. And I've actually done a video. So I'm going to put that here as well, or down there, or one or the other. But yeah. Well, that's it. That's it. So, thank you for your questions. Now, what I want to ask you now is, what do you want me to talk about in future episodes? Is there anything you'd like me to talk about, go over? Is there any videos, at least 5 minutes long, that you'd like me to react to? Is there anything you've seen on Breakfast TV, Schofield, or fucking all the other idiots? Is there anything, Tiger King? I might do something on the Tiger King. Have you all watched it? Did you find it interesting? I found it really interesting. Really interesting. How deceived they were that they were doing the right thing. And I found some of the statistics like sickening. Like there's more tigers in captivity in the US than there is in the wild. It's just mad, isn't it? But anyway, thanks for this. Thanks for joining in. Every single question I do appreciate. I do appreciate you all interacting with me. I always do. This channel wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you very much. Save the animals, save the planet, save yourself.